everyone. Welcome to Shell Point today for the weekend of April 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm Adam Brown. On today's show, Rita Southern will talk about the latest news on the Day Respite program, and we'll revisit the top stories from all of this week. But first, we'd like to remind you that the Shell Point Walking Club is heading out for another adventure. This Saturday, you can join them for either a 3 or 5 mile stroll through Lovers Key State Park, Black Island, Inner Key, and Long Key. The park is a haven for wildlife and includes a 2-mile-long beach. The walking club departs from the administration courtyard at 8 a.m. and sign-up is required by calling Jerry Bishop of Eagles Preserve at 822-5608. Also on Saturday, you can enjoy a movie in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. The 2015 film 33 will be shown. It's a dramatic and moving film based on the tragedy experienced by 33 miners when a gold and copper mine collapsed in Chile. The movie follows the men as they remain trapped for 69 days and how they struggled to keep hope alive. The Saturday film will be shown at 2 and 7 p.m. The food drive to benefit the South Fort Myers Food Pantry is now underway through Sunday. Items most in need are non-perishable foods such as peanut butter, jelly, protein-rich soups, and canned meats. Collection boxes are set up at both service desks, the Eagles Preserve Health Club, the Cove at the Estuary, the Golf Pro Shop, and inside the Village Church. Monetary donations may be made payable to the Harry Chapin Food Bank and sent to the Village Church via intercampus mail. Looking ahead to Monday, the Tone Chimes will perform beautiful music to celebrate spring in a special concert in the Social Center at 2:45 p.m. This resident group has performed often here and love to show their talents off in this annual concert. No ticket is required, so come on out for a great afternoon of music. There is a new integrated memory support program in the works here at Shell Point, and as part of this initiative, there is now great news regarding the Day Respite program. To tell us all about it, here's the Director of Assisted Living, Rita Southern.
Hi, my name is Rita Southern, and I'm the Director of Assisted Living and Resident Support Services. You probably have been beginning to hear talk of a new integrated memory care program to be offered at Shell Point. Shell Point's vision is to provide an integrated memory support program that will ultimately provide care and support throughout our entire continuum of care. As part of this initiative, the Day Respite program is now free of charge to all life care residents in both independent living and assisted living, effective April 1st. The Arbor Day Respite program, located in the Arbor, offers day respite services for anyone in need of support, care, or companionship. Run by a team of caring professionals, the program offers stimulating activities, low-level exercises, and nutritious meals and snacks. Our goal is to make this program easily accessible to all residents and caregivers who would benefit from these services. It is my hope that by breaking down the cost barrier of this service, we will encourage caregivers to get their loved ones involved in an engaging and active program designed just for them. The most common residents to participate in this program are those who might live in independent living and have a spouse suffering from some mild cognitive impairment or dementia that would benefit from smaller group activities and socialization. Many participants start out attending this program once or twice a week. During this time, the caregiving spouse has time for care for themselves and just take an opportunity to give to themselves. The program is available Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reservations for this program are required at least 1 week in advance. Lunch can be provided for $10 per meal. If you or someone you know could benefit from the Arbor Day Respite program, please call 454-2292 for more information.
And now it's time to take a look at today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and welcome to the Happening segment weekend edition of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Van Scoy.
I'm Bev Chandley.
We're going to give you all the information for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, Friday morning starts off with 8 a.m. men's match play tennis at the Woodlands. That's followed by the Stamp Ministry. They'll be meeting in the Stamp Room at 8:15. The Friday Marketplace will be here from 8:30 to 11:30 in the administration courtyard. And at 9 o'clock, we have canasta and samba at the common second floor lobby of the Woodlands. We have men's match play tennis at 10 o'clock at the Woodlands tennis courts. And genealogy will be in the Osprey room at 10:15. Inquiring Minds will be meeting in the Manatee room at 10:15. And 10:30 is the time for the Suzy Q to head out to the Lighthouse Restaurant or Tiki Bar. That is sign-up required. We move into Friday afternoon for 12:30 Mixed Progressive Bridge at the Woodlands Game Room. We have a Health Connections class at 12:45, Zumba Fitness in the Tarpon Room. That one is currently closed. And at 1:15 we have Quilters. They'll be meeting in the Osprey Room. The Model Train Room will be open from 1:30 to 3:30 for tours and viewing. That's down in the Island Tunnel. Our first Vespers of the day is in the Community Room of the Arbor at 1:30. That's followed by Advanced Table Tennis at 1:45 until 2:45 in the Tarpon Room. There's a trip going to Headpins for bowling and more. Island pickups begin at 1:45, 1:55 for Woodlands, and 2:05 Eagles Preserve and Estuary. You do need to sign up for that exciting trip. At 2 o'clock, Big Euchre will be played in the Woodlands Sable Room. And water volleyball will be available at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center at 2:15. 2:30 is the time for Vespers in the Community Room of King's Crown. And at 3 o'clock, ballroom line dancing will be available in the Tarpon Room. Our last Vespers of the day is at 3:30 at the Springs. 6:45 is the time for game night at the Resident Activity Center, and that's it for our Friday. Here's Bev to tell you all about our Saturday.
Thank you, Caitlin. Saturday starts with an 8 o'clock pickleball game down at the game courts behind the Resident Activity Center. Also at 8 o'clock, the round robin doubles tennis will be held at the Woodlands tennis courts. The Shell Point Walking Club will be going to Lovers Key State Park today. They gather at 8 o'clock at the administration clock. At 9:30, men's and women's tennis will be going on at the Woodlands tennis courts. And at 9:45, we have duplicate bridge in the Manatee room on the island. At 10 o'clock, we have CMA Retirees Gathering. That'll be in the Social Center on the island. And the Model Yacht Sailing Group will be having their boat sail at the Garden Apartment Pond at 10:15. At 1 o'clock, it's time for chess in the Library Lounge of the Resident Activity Center. Also, 1:15 is time for table tennis, and that'll be in the Tarpon Room on the island. We have the Saturday DVD at 2 o'clock. The 33 is the name of the movie. And that's in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. And at 3:15, we have basic line dancing in the Tarpon Room. We have a second showing of that Saturday DVD at 7 o'clock, the 33, again in the Grand Cypress Room. And now Caitlin will tell you what we have going on here Sunday.
Thank you, Bev. We start at 9 o'clock with Christian Life Studies in the game room of the Woodlands and also at the Village Church. We move to 10:15 for morning worship at the Village Church. We move all the way to 3:30 for the Sunday golf mixer at the Shell Point Golf Club. And then following that is the Latin-sized dance group at 4:15 in the Tarpon Room. We round out our weekend with an evening service at 6:15 in the Village Church. Well, we're so happy you joined us here, and we hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you right back here on Monday.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is baked salmon with wild rice and primavera vegetables. The dinner special is the seafood buffet for $17.95. The soup of the day is Manhattan clam chowder. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Friday, the special is a sloppy joe with coleslaw and fries for $7.75. And the dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are Triple Tail for $19.95 or Colorado Lamb Chops for $23.95. On Saturday, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, the special is a chili cheese dog with chips for $7.75. The dinner special is tilapia parmesan with garlic bread and mixed salad for $8.75. On Saturday in the Palm Grill, you can have prime rib for $20.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, the special is fresh fruit with cottage cheese, sliced tomato, and a hamburger patty for $7.75 or Chef's Choice for $8.75. And the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here to talk about the weekend services this coming Sunday. On Sunday morning, we're going to have a wonderful worship service, as we always do, at 10:15 in the morning, and I'll be preaching about the mission of the Village Church. As you may be aware, we've been working through the new mission statement of the Village Church after having gone through a year of strategic planning, and that statement is that we're building a community of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ. And this week we're actually going to talk about the community part of that. We're building a community of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ. And what does it mean to be a community? And how does it work that we're going to address these fundamental issues like forgiveness, purpose, and hope, that we can't really do it in isolation, but we have to actually do it as a part of a body of people in a local church that helps us to grow together effectively. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the morning worship service, building a community. And in addition to that, we have special music that is taking place. The handbell ringers that are often gracing our sanctuary will be performing for us in that morning service, as well as Calvin and Lois Johansson will also be providing music on the organ and flute respectively. So we're really looking forward once again to having some glorious music in addition to addressing the scriptures. Now in the evening we really have a special opportunity to hear from Gary Fairchild. Gary is the Director of Emergency Global Response for Compassion and Mercy Associates. Compassion and Mercy Associates is the relief arm of the Christian and Missionary Alliance, which is the denomination with which the Village Church is associated. And Gary directs those occasions in which Compassion and Mercy Associates needs to respond to unfolding issues or disasters as they come up. Comma Services, as it's sometimes called, is all over the world in various capacities, providing very material support for difficult circumstances. But occasionally, when there are emerging problems, like we're seeing in the Middle East up into Europe with refugee issues, that's when the global response team, the emergency global response team, kicks into high gear, and Gary Fairchild directs those efforts. And so he's going to be talking about the refugee relief that's taking place, emerging from Syria in the Middle East all the way up into Europe. And you know, the Village Church is deeply invested in that project. We've given $100,000 to that project, and Gary Fairchild will be here to help us understand how that money is being used and what Comma Services is actually providing for people as they find themselves on the refugee highway. Watch this video, and you'll be informed about the significance of the work that's being done by this organization, and we'll look forward to having you come and join us on that Sunday evening for a special presentation by Gary Fairchild.
The flow of refugees in our country has increased rapidly. The numbers living in our city, about 100,000, plus in the camp we have more than 100,000. It's known in our city that we help the Syrian refugees, especially the new people in the city. Every Syrian refugee knows about us and he comes to us. Many organizations they give the help to the Syrians and there is no relation after that, and they don't want to have the relation. But for us, we want to continue in that relation. The number we are visiting now is about 300 to 400 families weekly or every 2 weeks. This required a lot of volunteers to know the families personally. We have 40 volunteers living in our city for a long term, plus 20 from the local church helping the Syrians here. More than 12 years ago, God gave us the vision to have a multi-purpose building in order to help the local community. We didn't expect that this building will be used for helping refugees. Every time we are becoming more involved with helping the Syrian refugees, we needed to increase our capacity. We don't wait for all funds to come. We use every dollar comes to finish even a small part. We completed part of the building and we are using it now. We have now a school. Many of the Syrian children have suffered a lot because of things they saw by their own eyes. They lost their own houses, they lost their friends, they lost their sense of childhood. Our focus in our school is to give them that feeling of security and give them a high level of education. We saw the change in their life. They became more open, more outgoing. We can have a special touch in their life. What's happening in our country and in the Middle East will not end soon. We are expecting a new wave of Christian refugees to come to our country. So we are ready, we want to be ready, and we are committed to help them more and more. I am happy to be in this city. I don't think of any other city in the world. Just to be here every day. I believe that God put me in this city all these years for this time and the time coming in the future. The Middle East has been a hard area for many years. A lot of planting, but there is few fruits. But now we see a lot of fruits. We feel now it's the harvest time.
So that's an amazing opportunity for us to be involved and invested in an organization and in a program like this. We hope that you'll come and see that presentation and be able to respond to the opportunities that are afforded to us to be involved in refugee relief worldwide. So come on Sunday evening for that, and also on Sunday morning at 10:15. The evening services at 6:15. Blessings to each and every one of you. We hope to see you there.
Now let's take a look back at the top stories from earlier this week. In celebration of Easter, which is often referred to as Resurrection Sunday, the village church hosted its annual sunrise service at the amphitheater on the island. Many residents turned out just before dawn to sing praises and enjoy an inspirational message by Director of Spiritual Services, Sonny Torres. Shellpoint TV was there on the grounds and up in the sky to capture the inspiring event.
The Lord is risen.
He is risen indeed.
The Lord is risen.
He is risen indeed.
The Lord is risen.
He is risen indeed.
Christ has been raised, and we shall be raised with him.
Very early in the morning, the women took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from the tomb, but when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly 2 men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen."
He is risen from the dead, and he is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord.
And when the women came to the tomb, like Scott just read, they got a first-hand report from the angels that things went according to plan. What a shock. And then they got a little bit of a mild scolding from the angels saying, "Don't you remember? Jesus told you this up front. This was going to happen." And there it was, the empty tomb telling them that mission was accomplished. He said, "I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. And I hold the keys of hell and of death." And I am so excited every time I think of the fact that Jesus has the keys to hell and to death for all of us. His righteousness has covered our sins, and we are accepted in the beloved. And then if you really want to get excited, this is for me. I love 1 Corinthians 15, where it describes each one of our personal resurrections, we have the promise of our own, very own personal resurrection described there. And this is a gift that Jesus bought for us when he went to hell and got those keys away from the devil. We will live forever. We go through a lot of suffering, a lot of strippings and downsizing and loss. All these things, Jesus has the keys to, and he will give us an incredible transformation when we see resurrection at last. This is what he did for us.
But what a beautiful place to gather as God's people in this community to celebrate the resurrection of our Lord in this special place, Friendship Point, to see in a moment the release of the doves as we sing and as we look at the sunrise, just to appreciate the many blessings that God indeed gives us faithfully, day by day. Day after day, morning by morning, new mercies we see. Great is thy faithfulness.
The dove has always been an extraordinary symbol of the Christian faith in many dimensions. It certainly symbolizes the peace that only comes through our Lord Jesus Christ. And it symbolizes the presence of God through his Holy Spirit, as was depicted so very clearly on the day of Pentecost. But it also reveals the freedom that we can enjoy in the resurrected Christ because of the hope that Christ brings to us on this extraordinary occasion. Just as Noah was encouraged on that day when the dove returned and then left again to find the land that had been so long sought for, we recognize that in the person of the Lord Jesus Christ, risen from the dead, we can have that kind of hope as well. As we release the doves, let's prepare to sing Soar We Now, where Christ has led.
Also this week, we visited the Island Salon and Spa to see another special running this month.
Hi, my name is Robin, and I'm the Salon and Spa Manager here at Shell Point. And I just wanted to introduce you to our Zoya special for April. We have our new petals collection that's in. The colors are beautiful. They're perfect for springtime. I invite you to stop by the Island Salon and check out the new petals collection. All of our Zoya products are 10% off though during April. And as you know, Zoya is toxin-free. It's formaldehyde, toluene, camphor, and dibutyl phthalate free, which is wonderful because we really don't want to be putting those chemicals onto our fingernails. So if you have any questions, please stop by and we'd be happy to help you. Our phone number is 489-8400. Thanks and have a great day.
We visited Ruth Duber to find out what's cooking. She brought back her friend Eleanor Perkins to show us how to spoon up a delicious recipe for potato soup.
Hello, I'm Ruth Duber, and this is What's Cooking at Shell Point. And I just have one of my favorite guests today. Eleanor's been on the show quite a bit. I call her my butter queen. Because so many of the things that she makes that are really good have a lot of butter in them. But this time, we don't have a drop of butter anywhere.
No, we don't. We're going to break tradition today.
That's right, yeah. So, you want to tell them what you're going to make?
I do. We're going to do a potato soup. Very simple, very easy. It can be potato soup for one. If you're having 2 people, you double the recipe and you've got potato soup for 2. If you want to have 4, 4 times and you've got it for 4. But it's a delightful, easy soup and quick to make, and then you don't have a lot left over, and it's just, you know, if you want to do it just when the weather's just right to have. So, I'm going to tell you what you need. You need this is for 1 recipe, 1 large potato per person, so a cooked potato, which we have already cooked, 1/4 of a cup of chopped celery, 1/4 of a cup of sliced, or you can cut them up anywhere you like, carrots, 1/4 of a cup of chopped onion. Miss Ruth is spoiling us today, got us half and half, which you can use. I used 2% milk, and I thought it was very good, but there's no way that half and half could hurt it. It would just make it better. So you take a peeled raw potato and cut it into cubes, really kind of any size you want. I don't cut them too big because they're going to cook down. Put them in your pot, and I'm not the best cutter because I have a little fear of sharp knives, so I would make a terrible chef. I'd lose my fingers and my knuckles trying to do all that fancy stuff they do. But this works just fine. Okay. Putting it all in there together. As soon as you get the potatoes and the vegetables in your saucepan, you put it all in there together. The potatoes, the onion, the celery, the carrots, and you salt it after you finish cooking it, because everybody has a different level of how salty they like, some people, and particularly if you're salt restricted, so you can just do whatever is good for you. You add just enough water to cover the vegetables. It's going to take just a little bit more. And I have made it where I used chicken broth. Or you can use half chicken broth, half water if you don't want to use all that. If you just want to add a little more flavor, you know, to the soup. Just, yeah. That's, if you want to see that, just where they just are covered. So then you take this to the stove and you let that cook until your vegetables are tender, till all of them are tender. This is what it looks like, all cooked and done. See, everything tender in there. And as soon as they're done, then you take the potato masher. Before you do anything else, you leave the water right where it is, and then you start mashing it up. Now this is where, this is a matter of preference. If you like chunks of potato in your soup, a little bit of mashing.
Yeah, so often I use my immersion blender.
Yeah, I love
But that really makes it really smooth.
But I love my immersion blender, so it's just whatever you want to do, however, whatever texture you want in here. This is just good any way you do it. And the potatoes are going to go up a little mushier, you know, and the carrots will have a little more size to the pieces. And then after you get it to where you want it to be, then you take whichever milk you have chosen, and you want me to use this to stir it with? Okay. And you pour the milk in, and just a little at a time. We put about half a cup in there. But this again is going to determine how thick you like it. I tend to like thick soups. My husband tends to like thin soups. So I can dip mine out and I can water his down, and mine's just wonderful. You know, so it's whatever you want. I'm going to put just a little bit more. And of course, if you're using half and half, It's going to be thicker than if you use 2%. So, and then we'll have to do a little bit of, we'll salt it. I don't use a lot of salt. So, I mean, I like the way foods taste without salt. I'm going to put just, and it does, if you like it to taste salty, you will have to add salt and add salt.
How about, you want some pepper?
You can. I mean, that's another thing. You
okay.
season it the way you like, put a little bit because it makes it look pretty.
Well, sometimes I use white pepper.
Yeah. I had to salt it, even for me, with light salt. It takes more than you think because potatoes really don't have any natural salt in them, I don't think.
Okay, let's both taste it.
Okay.
Now, you will want to reheat it.
Yes, you'll, after putting the milk in slowly, because you don't want to
it to boil.
Burn and curdle and not be pretty. But see, that's a good flavor.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It really is. Even without me seeing, it does need more salt just to have it go.
Yeah.
But it tastes good. And with just, if you wanted to do half water, half chicken broth when you cover the vegetables, it gives it just a little bit of, you know, just
yeah. Another trick that I sometimes use, and here again, it's your favorite thing. Sometimes I add about a half a tablespoon of butter at the very end. I said we weren't going to do it, but we're not doing it. I just thought I'd throw that in.
Oh, no, well, hey, what does butter hurt? Nothing, nothing. But this is, so y'all can see, I'm going to show you, you've got this much soup. Now, this is what they call one serving. Well, maybe Rich could sit down and eat this whole bowl of soup. Most people, one potato is plenty for David and I to have a bowl of soup or either a cup of soup and a half a sandwich, and then we have like a small cup, you know, left over if we want to have it again. So starting out, unless not many people have a dinner party with potato soup, I would just do one potato and see how it comes out for you.
Thank you so much, Eleanor. You know, it even looks beautiful because of the color of the carrots in there.
Yeah,
so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll put the recipe up on the website, and I hope you'll try it. And we'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the fumes of diesel and oil are getting to Melody Desolé, but somehow she's coerced Jeff Corey to help her out with some large farm equipment. Apparently, it had something to do with breakfast and business leadership.
Okay, from tire to tire, we're looking at 6 feet, 2.5 inches.
Okay.
Let's get the side of this John Deere tractor here. Uh-oh. Well, it's a little bigger than I thought, but I think we can do it. It's over 14 feet.
Melody, I don't think this is going to work. You're going to drive this tractor into the commons?
Absolutely. We have to throw a big party, Jeff. The men deserve it.
I know our men deserve it, and we're going to have the former CEO of John Deere for a breakfast at Shell Point, Robert Lane.
It's going to be a wonderful party on April 25th, and we just have to get this John Deere tractor in the commons.
Okay, well, Mr. Lane's going to be talking about human flourishing, the high calling of business leadership. And who better than the former chairman of John Deere to speak to our men?
It is going to be a wonderful men's breakfast, and here's the cool part. They receive an excellent feast fit for a king.
Really? What's going to be included in that breakfast?
An open-face omelet bar. We have waffles with real maple syrup. We have an apple crumb breakfast casserole, breakfast potatoes, meat and biscuits and gravy. Oh, and the list goes on. Our men don't want to miss this.
This sounds like a breakfast fit for a farmer.
Now, Jeff, there is a sign-up associated with this wonderful event. It's a $10 charge, and you sign up through me at the Legacy Foundation, and my telephone number is 489-8483. So our men don't want to miss out on this wonderful event, Monday, April 25th.
You heard from her, men. This is going to be a great breakfast, and it's sure to sell out. Seating is limited, so make sure you call Melody today. Melody, what are you doing?
Well, Jeff, I don't know if our measurements were accurate, but we're going to get this thing in the commons anyways. Come join us, men. We'll have a great time.
Melody.
Also this week, we talked about Brain Boot Camp. Neurological research proves that it is important to keep your brain in shape. The Brain Boot Camp will help boost your memory and mental agility. The camp can help you adapt to new or unfamiliar situations, reduce stress, and help improve confidence in daily activities. To find out more about this boot camp for the brain, we heard from fitness instructor Michelle Tompkins.
We know physical exercise is healthy for us. It's healthy for our mind, our muscles, and our bones. But did you know that exercising your brain is equally as important? Hi, I'm Michelle Tompkins, and I'm excited to tell you about our new class that we have. It's called Brain Boot Camp. Brain Boot Camp will be led by myself, fitness coordinators Cheryl Cooper, Melanie Brode, and Hannah Hosterman. This class will give you the tools that you need to keep that brain sharp. We'll do maybe a little bit of physical fitness as well as incorporate some brain boosting techniques that will help you remember daily activities and do some fun activities that may be out of the norm for you. For instance, we're always in a rut kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Did you know it's helpful to get out of that rut, get out of your routine, and increase that brain power? We'll show you different techniques and fun games and drills that will do just that. Again, Brain Boot Camp will take place the second Monday of each month, 10:15 at the Social Center. Look forward to seeing you there.
Last month, the annual Shell Point Photo Contest and Show was held. Photos from various categories were submitted and ribbons were awarded in each for first, second, and third. There was also an overall Best in Show award. The night of the gala was a special time as winners were announced and awarded.
Welcome to the 2016 Photo Contest and Show. Before we get going, I would like to invite the board to come up. This is probably one of the best, hardest working boards going, and I sincerely thank them, and I hope you do too. And we're going to get right into it now, so I'm turning it over to John Ipperson, who has been the chairman of this show.
A new member of this position to make the awards tonight, and Beth Crenshaw, who has done a wonderful job of getting this, helping getting it organized. So she will be presenting all of the ribbons tonight. So, Beth?
Thank you so much. It's so good to see such a full room. This is my first time at this contest, but it looks like we had a really good turnout. And I just wanted to, I've never been able to be like the award giver before, so I want to make it kind of official. So may I have the envelope, please? Thank you, Phyllis. Okay, here we go. The first category is the abstract category, and the first honorable mention is to Mr. John Abbott's of the Estuary. The title of his photo is Orange. And the second honorable mention goes to Mr. Pete Martin of Lucina for Toucan Under Stress. The third place award goes to Mrs. Karen Hall from Nautilus for The Twist. Second place goes to Pam Blau of Cameo for Blue Swirl. And the first place in the abstract category goes to Phyllis Ingalls for Beautiful Scum. All right, the second category that we are doing tonight is architecture. We have an honorable mention in the architecture category. It is for Terry Hall of Nautilus with the title Roundup. Third place goes to David Tompkins of Turban with Los Angeles County Museum of Art. Second place goes to Pete Martin of Lucina with Freeform Bubble. And the first place in the architecture category goes to Lynn Kauser of Bridge on Barton Creek. Third category is Bugs and Butterflies. The first honorable mention goes to David Tompkins for Preening Pelican. Second honorable mention goes to Roberta Young with the title Dinner. Third place goes to John Abbott's with Preen. Second place is Al Williams, I Love Sushi. And first place goes to Don Adams. The title is Parent and Child. Other wildlife category next. And the third place is going to go to John Abbott's for the title Friends. And then the second place, Mary Hirsch, title Big Baby. And the first place in the other wildlife category is Kurt Gullidge, Gourmet Delights. We will move on to the people category. And the third place for this is Kirk Gullidge, again, for Another Day at the Office. Second place goes to Dave Tompkins, My Slippery Fish. First place goes to Fran Ippenson, and the winner is... Okay, the sixth category is the pets category. So there is a first place ribbon for this category only. And the winner for that one is Jan Drake with Patiently Waiting. Reflections category next. The winner for the honorable mention is Susan Schmidt, Reflection near the Sanibel Causeway. Our third place winner is Fran Ippenson with Red on Blue. Second place is Pete Martin, Flowers Trapped in Drops. And the first place winner in the Reflections category is John Abbott's with Reflections. All right, the next category we're moving on to is Scenery. Third place is Roberta Young with A Walk at the Beach. And second place in the Scenery category goes to Robert Homez with After the Rain. And first place in the Scenery category goes to Holly English with Island Sun. Still Life is the next category. We'll start at third place, and that goes to Karen Hall with Great Grandma's Wash Day. Second place goes to Roberta Young, Some of My Favorite Things. And first place in the Still Life category, Pete Martin with Stripes. And the last category that I have here for the evening is Travel, third place winner, and that is Carl Bowser, Aft Serenity. Second place goes to Sandy Ellers, Sue Marker by Way of Island. And the first place in the travel category goes to Mr. Kirk Gullidge, Here's Looking at You. Congratulations to everyone. You all did a great, great job.
3 years ago, we decided to have a best in category, and we started it 3 years ago, and we named it the Ted Boynton Award. And he's really kept this club alive and going in the right direction, so those of us who stand on his shoulders can take it up more. Mary, come on up.
I asked if I could do this because this was always such a big day in our lives. And Ted died a little more than a year ago, and so I just thought I'd love to do this. And it's quite a trophy, isn't it? Do I know who it is. This is for the Best in Show, and Fran Epperson has won it.
We've got the Best in Show winner here with us, Fran Ippenson. Hi. Congratulations. That is wonderful. It's a really fabulous picture. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
It was actually taken here in this building, and I was wandering through from the library, and I saw this scene there, and I ran home and got my camera and came back, and I just stood there and waited until they were involved in the chess game, and then was able to take the picture.
It's really great. Love it. Yeah. Now, how long have you been doing photography?
Oh, I really kind of started with the photo club with taking, so it's probably only been about 3 years or so that I've been doing it. Been enjoying it very much.
Well, you've obviously learned a lot in a short period of time. You're a natural at it, so congratulations. Great job tonight.
Thank you very much.
A two-time first place winner and a third place win for you tonight.
That's right. Boy, that was a surprise.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about the photos, or do you have a favorite of the three?
Well, I was in China last summer, and I didn't have much time to take pictures, but one of them was at a panda park, and I took about 400 pictures of pandas, and I went through them all. I liked the one that had just the panda's face in it and submitted it. It turned out to be a winner. I was really delighted. And then the other one over here, I was walking down the street and I saw an exhibit of sales store display of backpacks, and it had all these little eyes on it. I thought, wow, that's neat. I took a picture of it, not for the idea of submitting it, but when I came back and looked at it, I thought, that sure does look interesting. Maybe it would make a picture for the show. So I cropped it down and submitted it, and I couldn't believe it. I actually won.
How long have you been doing photography? Has it been an interest, a lifelong interest?
It's been an interest a long time, but I've learned so much in this club. Most of what I've done in the past is just take a picture for a memory. And in this club, you really get the idea of taking a photo as a piece of art. And the art quality is different from just the memory photo. So Herb and the others that have tried to teach this class have really helped me a lot.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Can you tell us a little bit about your winning photo?
It was two snowy plovers, a snowy plover mom with her baby. And the baby is right next to her, and so I caught it just when they were together, before they went flying off.
Well, it's a really great photo. Was that here in Fort Myers?
It's Annabelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So local photography at its best. Right. Yeah. Great. Are you a member of the photo club, and how long have you been a member?
I've been a member about 4 years, so I really enjoy it. It's great.
How hard was it to judge all of these photos for you?
Well, it's difficult because there are a lot of photos to choose from, but it's all about opinion. But there were ones in each of the categories that were really obviously to me just stood out, and that's the ones who got the awards.
All the judging is blind, so you don't know whose picture you're looking at. And after the judge leaves and everything's written down, I always peek under to see, because the mat covers the names. But it was a great show. And what particularly was wonderful, that a lot of these people were new who won ribbons. And that is really nice. It's not the same ones all the time, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's wonderful when you get to, when so many people are involved and so many people benefit from that. And I think the other thing that you mentioned was there were some projects that you had your students do, and you could tell that they had learned a lot from doing these projects.
Yeah, what we did was there's some new categories, and we did a club at the monthly meeting. We did a whole thing about the new categories, and then we critiqued it the following month. So we put a lot of emphasis on, and everybody came up to bat. They really improved and got better, and it showed. And it's nice. And I think the nicest thing for me is to see the show get better every year. And that's very satisfying.
I love the support that you get from the community.
I know the turnout has been great. Yeah, it's a great community. They're supportive of one another, so wonderful.
Mama, don't worry. I'm going to be just fine. I'm just going to New York City. That's it.
Make sure you call me and your father with the first payphone you see, okay?
I'll call you from the first payphone I see. Don't worry.
Make sure you watch out for potholes and for pickpocketers. It's
Bye,
very
Mama.
dangerous.
Bye, Papa.
Just make sure you wear appropriate clothing and just make sure you're safe. See the rest of Dakota's story at the Variety Show on Tuesday, April 19th at the Village Church. She might meet a few characters, so make sure you're there. See ya.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today.
And that's going to bring this weekend edition of Shell Point Today to a close for April 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm Adam Brown, thanking you for spending your time with us today, and we sincerely hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend.